His time is up. Gunther's time is now. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Burning Hammer. And in this video, I'll be giving you my predictions for WWE Saturday night's main event, John Cena's final match. My heart, my soul, my childhood, nothing is ready for this final match of John Cena's career. We are a mere 1 day away, depending on when you are watching this, and man, oh man, this is going to be sad. This is going to be a tough watch. And so I'm going to go over all four matches, who I think is going to win, and obviously we'll get into John Cena's final match, which will be the main event. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So John Cena's only request for this retirement tour was on his final show, he wanted to showcase the next generation of WWE superstars in non-canon exhibition matches. So that is basically what the entire card is outside of John Cena versus Gunther. So the first match we will be talking about is going to be AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defending their WWE World Tag Team Championships against the young team of Javon Evans and Leon Slater. You want to talk about an absolute dream match. That is exactly what this match is going to be. You've got two of the youngest and best wrestlers in the world. I believe both of these guys are 21 years old. They are the future of this company. And if you ask me, Javon Evans is going to be the biggest babyface on the planet whenever WWE decides to push him like that. They could push him like that right now, and he'll be the biggest babyface in the entire world. But nevertheless, I don't think anything too crazy is going to happen in this match, although Javon Evans did just fail to capture the NXT World Championship, so I don't know if that means that they have bigger things planned for him. Could be the tag team titles, but you know, who knows with Leon Slater, who is technically a TNA wrestler. But this whole thing, this whole match, this whole idea of having these young up-and-comers facing off against established wrestlers is going to be a ton of fun to watch, and these are just four really good wrestlers, and this match is going to be an absolute blast. Now, in terms of who is going to win, probably AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. That's going to be my official prediction. But I think there's a better chance that Leon Slater and Javon Evans win these tag titles than people may think. I'm not saying it's a great chance. I'm saying people may think there's like a 1% chance that they win. I say maybe that gets pushed up to a 5% chance. Just because obviously WWE views both of these guys, Leon Slater and Javon Evans, so highly. But they haven't given Javon Evans a ton of great wins, and obviously very young. He's got a lot of more growth in him, so I don't think they're trying to rush him at all, but I think he is so ready right now. Obviously, he's still just very young, very green, but I think that they can put him on the main roster and he would fit right in. And honestly, I think this match is going to put a lot more people, not only on Javon Evans, but also on Leon Slater. The 450 Swanton is unreal. I still can't believe how smoothly and easily he's able to hit that. And it's one of the coolest finishers currently in wrestling. You haven't really ever seen it before. At least I have never seen anybody do it, to do an actual swanton into the 450. So I think this is going to be really good for Leon Slater as well as Javon Evans. It's going to get a ton of eyes on TNA, who just got a TV deal with AMC to have new weekly shows on Thursday nights. So that's also going to bring a lot of eyes to that. And everybody should watch TNA on Thursday nights because TNA is great. So let's move on to this next match. All right, so we got Bayley taking on Sol Ruca. Now, I think a lot of people who watch NXT kind of think Sol Ruca may be the best women's wrestler in NXT currently, and I think she makes a good push to be just one of the best wrestlers in NXT, period. So it is interesting to see, because they do have so many talented women in NXT, and the fact that they chose Sol Ruca says a lot. So I don't know if this is, and she has been on the main roster here and there with the women's tag team titles and whatnot, but I think this could be kind of her, potentially her final audition to get called up to the main roster. She seems like she's ready. It's kind of seems like a lot of this stuff is just a timing thing, but Sol Ruca's great. Again, very young. This is another bright spot for their NIL deals that they've been doing to get college athletes in the door. And obviously it's working, but again, you don't want to forget about these independent wrestlers, so you want to make sure that you give them a shot and opportunity. But man, you can't be mad at the NIL deals when they're bringing in a lot of great wrestlers. So this one will be interesting, especially with kind of Bayley's storyline, but again, I don't think that's going to necessarily affect anything. It'll be interesting to see if Zarya kind of has a role in this match, because I know there's some friction, and then they kind of just rehashed their tag team back together. So who knows? Maybe we get the official turn from Zarya to Sol Ruca during this to help bring eyes to NXT and that feud that's going on. I think that would be a great way to do it, but it will be interesting because I think this is where they could get away with having an NXT wrestler get a major win here based off of the match I just talked about, then Obe versus Cody. So I think Sol Ruca's going to get the win here. I don't know if I believe that Zarya is going to turn on her during this. I think it could come in NXT after the fact, but you gotta give NXT at least one win, and they're not gonna have Obe beat Cody, and I don't necessarily think they're gonna have Javon and Leon win the World Tag Team titles. So I think that win's gonna come from Sol Ruca defeating Bayley. This match is going to be a lot of fun. You've got one of the best women's wrestlers ever in Bayley, and you've got someone who's coming up young and has a lot of potential in Sol Ruca, and obviously she's got one of the cooler finishers, in NXT with the Soul Snatcher. You can kind of hit it out of nowhere. I know that had like a moment on social media a few months ago, and rightfully so, because it's an awesome finishing move. So it will be interesting to see how this match plays out, and again, it's just going to put a lot of eyes on NXT, the product, and Sol Ruca as a wrestler. But my official prediction is going to be Sol Ruca defeating Bayley in the major upset. All right, next up we have your new NXT Men's Champion, the Ruler. Obe Femi is taking on the American Nightmare, your WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes. Now, a couple of weeks ago on Friday Night SmackDown, Ricky Saints, who was your then NXT Men's Champion, and Obe Femi were on SmackDown, and Cody Rhodes wanted them there to say, hey, whoever wins between the two of you at Deadline will face me at Saturday night's main event. I think a lot of people were anticipating Ricky Saints was going to retain his title here to face Cody, because obviously they are friends in real life, but I think the fact that Ricky Saints lost and Obe won means that Ricky Saints is probably the top candidate to be this masked man with the vision. So it'll be very interesting to see how that story plays out. But also, he's not done with Obe Femi or the NXT Championship, as he cost Javon Evans the NXT Championship on NXT this past week. So it will be interesting to see kind of where Ricky Saints goes from here. But man, oh man, Obe Femi, my gosh, these last couple of promos Obe's cut on NXT have been unreal. If you have not seen it, if you're not familiar with his work, then you definitely need to go check out those last couple of promos. And I think this was a thing of they really wanted to shine the spotlight on Obe Femi, because you want to talk about the future of WWE, of professional wrestling. I mean, me and Dylan did a video about the Mount Rushmore of the future of professional wrestling, and Obe Femi was on there for both of us. I mean, you can't say enough good things about this guy. He's kind of got everything that you want, and again, with guys like this, I feel like a lot of the times superstars, their weakest spot will be on the mic. If they're really good in the ring, if they have a really intimidating aura and presence, I feel like they usually lack on the mic. But dude, Obe Femi, his mic skills may be the best part of him as a wrestler. So it will be very interesting to see how they play this match, because I think Cody's going to win because he's your WWE champion, but also Obe Femi's your NXT champion. So they're in an interesting spot. I'm just praying that this doesn't get decided by like Division attacking or Ricky Saints attacking Cody Rhodes, maybe Ricky Saints comes out as the masked man, and kind of that's where we get the reveal here. But I really just hope that they just let these two guys wrestle, because I mean, this is another good like dream match that we're getting. And you've got somebody in Obe Femi who is going to run WWE for the next 10 to 15 years as just the definition of a tweener, in my opinion. And you can put him up against guys like Cody Rhodes, who's a babyface. You can put him up against guys like Gunther, who's supposed to be your heel, and he's going to make magic. So I cannot say enough good things about Obe Femi. I'm going to take Cody Rhodes to win this match because he's your WWE champion. Now, yes, I think it is interesting that kind of what I just said, because what if Ricky Saints is your masked man, and what if this is when we get the reveal? Maybe that helps Oba get the win over Cody, or maybe it's just like a post-match thing, but it feels like something big kind of potentially has to happen on the show. But then again, maybe they just want that big thing to be John Cena's match, so they're going to kind of play it safe and not do anything too crazy, which also makes sense. But either way, I think Cody Rhodes is going to beat Obe Femi here, and this should be a sweet match. All right, and lastly, the main event. The moment that no one has been waiting for because nobody wants it. You've got the champ, never seen 17, John Cena, in his final match, taking on the winner of the Last Time Is Now tournament, the ring general, Gunther. Now, this match should be a lot of fun, and I've kind of been going back and forth on if I think Cena's going to win or if I think he's going to lose, and I think he's going to lose because I think he's going to want to put over a star like Gunther while he's going out the door. He's someone who has kind of been talking about how he wants to help other people on this retirement tour, and you've seen it with Dominic Mysterio. Like, yes, he beat Dom, but Dom losing the IC title and then gaining it back did wonders for Dom. I mean, it's the biggest win of his career, beating John Cena for the IC title. So I think John Cena is going to put Gunther over here, and we're going to kind of get Gunther as like a legend killer-ish thing without it being like a full-on legend killer thing. I just think like every so often when wrestlers are going out the door, like Gunther's going to be the one to send them on their way. Now, it will be interesting to see how this match unfolds if Gunther is going to actually make John Cena tap out, because John Cena does not tap out, because John Cena doesn't give up. So I can't recall ever seeing John Cena actually tap out. I feel like he's kind of has just like anytime he was supposed to tap out when he was going to lose, he didn't actually tap out. It was just like you pass out, and then he ended up losing. But I feel like he's had to have tapped at least a couple of times throughout his 20-ish career. So definitely let me know if you remember a time that John Cena has tapped out. But on the other hand, the fact that Gunther is kind of making it a big deal, like he's going to tap out John Cena, that's how he beat LA Knight. So part of me thinks that maybe they're leaning so heavily on that they're going to go the other way and John Cena is going to get a win. But my official prediction is going to be Gunther, because I just don't think John Cena is going to want to win his last match, and it's going to be tough to watch when he's sitting in the center of the ring by himself. And he's going to get like a 30-minute standing ovation, and it's going to be tough to watch. All right, so you guys let me know your predictions in the comments down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, click that bell so you get notified every single time we release a new video, and click that like button if you want to see more predictions videos. With that being said, I'll catch you in the next one.